We got water.
Hi, I'm Kenneth.
And I'm Katie. And we are Homestead In A Holler.
So, we are just a couple of city kids, moved out to the mountains of East Tennessee from Northern Virginia, and we wanted to give you guys a quick introduction video to briefly explain who we are, where we've been, and where we're planning on going.
So we've been down here just about a year now. We moved down here in January and February 2019, so it's been almost exactly 1 year.
Yep.
And we wanted to give you guys just kind of like you said, a brief introduction of what we've done this past year.
A little backstory. So we wanted to get away from the rat race in Northern Virginia and bought a piece of property out in the mountains of East Tennessee, completely wooded, secluded, private, and just wanted to start a homestead and go for a little bit different feel with life and give you guys kind of the rundown here. We've encountered quite a few struggles and have, overcome some interesting obstacles, but we thought that this would be something that, you guys might want to see, that you might want to come along with us through this journey as we build a homestead. And as we go through this process and this journey in life, that you guys might find it interesting and want to check it out.
So about a year ago, we moved into a 35-foot camper.
Yep.
And now we have 3 dogs living in the camper with us.
Yep.
3. So we're parked in the middle of the road at the moment. And recently, what we'll show you guys in some of our upcoming videos is that we have flattened out and graded cleared and graded I would say about a 30 by 20 foot section just across the road from us, still on our property. A section where we're going to move the camper probably within the next couple of months. And so we've been working on that as our most recent project, and after we had finished clearing and grading this section, we realized that we had goofed. We didn't quite clear enough land. We cleared enough land for the camper. We didn't clear enough land for the truck pulling the camper. So we're gonna have to go back and clear a little bit more land in order to get the truck pulling the camper to swing around. When we do that.
Yeah, so I've got, I guess I should say, we've been doing all the work ourselves. So
yes.
We're doing everything by hand, from scratch, and so on. And I was out there running the excavator and clearing this section and getting the pad level and graded out. And then I realized, as I'm standing back looking at it, that we've got about enough room for the camper to go there, no problem. But there's not enough room for the truck to pull the camper. So I've got 2 more trees I've got to bring down. We're going to have to get the machine back out here. I've got more stumps I've got to rip. And then I've got to grade like another 7 feet so that I can get my truck in there and be able to pull out from it. But in the process, while we do that, we're going to go ahead and rip a few more stumps and open up a 16 by 24 section. And we're going to put a shed up. So while we've got the machine here, we're going to go ahead and get that graded and level and get ready for a shed to go up in the spring.
Which will be a huge help because at the moment all of our tools are currently sitting under tarps. sitting out in the open, and that's not good for the tools, as you guys know. That's just not a good situation to be in. So the shed is really going to start, is really going to help us.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah, it's going to be a massive endeavor for us. It's going to be a huge help.
Yep, so our ultimate goal and our ultimate plan and vision here, I guess, is that we want to have a little homestead in a holler. And, you know, a little cabin in the woods. We want big gardens, small orchard, you know, maybe some goats, some chickens, stuff like that. You know, a couple of mutts running around. And that's kind of our vision, you know, to be back here to be able to raise a family and do things a little bit differently than you know,
most people our age.
Yeah, we're 30, both of us, and you know, so I mean, we're just a couple of kids from the city out here.
Yep.
And we're having to learn a whole new way of life. I mean, it's done completely different out here. You know, our closest neighbor's a mile away. You know, so it's not like we can just, you know, run next door and get somebody if we need help or anything like that. You know, we're kind of on our own, and we're figuring out a lot of stuff on our own. We're learning the hard way.
The learning curve has been huge this past year. It's been huge.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff that we've learned. You know, we've made some mistakes. We've realized those mistakes. And, you know, we've made a lot of progress, and we've done a lot of good stuff out here. So it's a journey that we're going down, and we thought that you guys might be interested. You might want to tag along and kind of check it out and follow us as we learn. We're hoping that, you know, we're able to teach and show others, and I hope that, you know, there's somebody out there who's able to take away from this and look at what we're doing, and you know, if you guys think it's cool, it's awesome, go for it. You know, we totally recommend it.
We really do. We've learned a lot about each other. We've learned a lot about ourselves. We've learned a lot about the area around us and what exactly it is that we're doing and how that fits into the area around us. And maybe that's different for you and what you're doing depending on where you are. You know, maybe your project looks a little bit different than ours. Maybe the area that you're in looks a little bit different. You know, maybe the weather is different. Maybe your community is different. Whatever. So, you know, tailor your project to fit your needs, to fit your community's needs, to whatever. But, you know, so it's going to look a little bit different than ours. But we thought that you guys might enjoy seeing what we're doing and just being along for the ride, kind of like we are.
Yeah, and another thing too, like you mentioned the weather. You know, this area and these mountains in here, it's different. There's something with the atmosphere. It's like its own little climate, little atmosphere in here, and it's wet a lot of the time. There's a lot of rain in here. There's times where, you know, you could say it could be raining in town, but then, you know, it's completely sunny here, and so it's very different with the weather, and that's been a learning curve for us as well, because the weather dictates a lot. I mean, construction, getting out here and working and stuff. You know, we're having to deal with the weather. We're having to deal with finances. We both do currently have jobs and are working, so this isn't a full-time project on the homestead. So it's something that, you know, we can only do on the weekends or after work and stuff like that, just, you know, where we can pitch in. So it's been a slow process. That, and, you know, we're doing it ourselves and learning as we go. So it hasn't been something where we've been able to, you know, knock out a whole bunch of stuff all at once, but it's been a slow process, but it's been steady and good. And
for sure,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we wanted to bring you guys along. We are Homestead in a Holler, and we are running Horseshoe Hill Farmstead. So that's what we're running and what we're doing. We've got an Instagram page, and we've got a Facebook page, and we've been photographing our journey this past year. We have everything documented with photos, and there's a whole bunch of photos all over Instagram and all over our Facebook and what we're doing, and we're going to start including video into it now as well. So you guys are more than welcome to look us up at Horseshoe Hill Farmstead, Facebook and Instagram, and yeah, I don't know, do you have anything else?
I think that's it on my end. We hope you guys have enjoyed this video so far. Make sure you like us, subscribe, please. That would help us out a lot.
Definitely.
And we hope that you guys come back for our next video. We'll start showing you guys projects that we've been working on, and we'll start explaining how these projects are going to evolve for the future, and how it's all going to help with our long-term goals, so you guys can see how our vision, will take shape over time in our next videos and stuff as well.
Exactly, and the way we're kind of looking at it as well, you mentioned long-term goals, is that it's not so much something that we're looking to get done now. We're both young and we both understand that this is a lot of work and a big project to take on ourselves. So, we're looking at this as, this is our home, this is our life, this is where we're going to retire, this is where we're going to be. So, this is a 50-year project, this is a lifelong project, this is something that's constantly going to be growing, changing, and evolving as we do. And, that's something that, we're hopefully going to be able to share with you guys and bring along so that you can see that throughout the years as they go by. So, yeah, it's going to be some good stuff. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be a lot of hard work. You're going to see struggle, sacrifice, trials and tribulations. So it's going to be a journey.
Yeah.
So with that, we'll post some links down below with
Facebook, and
Instagram, and we hope to see you guys on the next episode of
Homestead in a Holler.
Later.
Bye.